folks, this is the road into the dam. It's approximately 1.25 miles from the main road up the dam driveway road. This is tiered, so, and not level in most places. Our site, amazingly, is level. Ours is number 12. These little parking pads on the side of the road aren't too bad. 24, 23 on the other side. But of course you got no real room. Definitely sites built on the side of the hill. Here's a drive-through that's 32, has a little old camper on it. I don't know if that's a road up there or that's a campsite up there. I guess that's 2 campsites up there. 36 looks all right. And then there's a bathroom right here. I doubt that they have showers in that, but that's a nice bathroom. 37's a side pull-off. It's a camp host on 38. These are all on this cliff, so you don't have any real stretch out space. Now these are down here on a circle. 45, 43, 42, 41. They look nice and level, but boy, they're close to each other. 44 doesn't look too bad. They're real close to the river. Now 50 is right there on the lake. And so is 51 and 52, but they're tent sites only, I guess. Now on the other side of this parking lot is 57 and 56. It's a nice site. That's a great big site. 56. That's probably the biggest, nicest site in the place. Another driveway up to the middle tier. This is the bottom tier we're on now, I think. Not the very most bottom tier. Let's go up to the second tier. Now we're way up there, if you can see us. That's on the 3rd tier. This is the 2nd tier. Here's some interesting sites. God, this great. Number 4. Holy moly. Number 5 is a little close to number 3. Here's this Allegra on number 7. That's a nice big concrete site, as is the one behind it here with the Victra. See, they got enough room for everything. Number 8, that's a handicap site. On the right here is number 9, way in front of us on the other road. This is 26 and 27. Jeez, they're right on top of each other. 28, the same. This is the Melton Hill Dam Campground General Store and Office. And it is open from like 12:30 to like 3 maybe. And this is the bathroom. And you can see it's solar and solar water heating. Solar electricity and solar water heating. I think actually that's all solar water heating. There are 3 tiny bathhouses here. 2 of them are 1 stall, 1 shower. This one, which obviously looks pretty new, I think is everything. So this is, oh, you gotta get nice. So this is the great one, and we'll be using this one. No bugs, it's clean, it's nice. And they got a little space here. How nice. Well, this is the dam, and that's the power station over there. This is a Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA dam from the 30s. But it's got this huge lock. I'm real curious what kind of boats that go on this water. It is the Tennessee Valley River, so I suppose it could handle some pretty big barges. But I don't see any information on the actual canal, if it's a canal. It does have navigational buoys in the water. We are at the education and overlook for the dam. The dam is 106 feet tall, and it has a lock so boats can transfer through it and go to the lower. The lower river is really another reservoir. It's got another dam on it, so you can go up and down. I don't know who runs the lock and how you get through it, but it doesn't look very active. But these towers way off in the distance, those are relics from a small nuclear reactor was suspended to allow radiation measurements to determine if shielding in an airplane's cockpit would adequately protect the pilot and crew from radiation. After the initial program ended, the site was used for a research tool for various nuclear radiation related projects. Today the site is been decommissioned and those are just there. Picture what they were back in the day. Oh, these are all the dams. All the dams on the TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority. And most of these dams have campgrounds, believe it or not. So you have to find these. They're mostly Tennessee, a couple in Virginia, some in the very highlands of North Carolina. But they have campgrounds to them, and they're not on recreation.gov. Mississippi, Alabama. They wrote it all down as the progress of man bringing electricity to the mountains. Interestingly, they have some vehicle chargers here, electric vehicle charge stations. They have those two right there, and then I think they have another two down there, and then there's 4 down at the bottom of the dam, which is... What do you want to say to your fans? Huh? What do you want to say? Say something. Well, folks, we are out exploring, and you never know what you're going to find when you explore around the Appalachian Mountains, you know? It was windy and rainy and pretty nasty, so we found Oak Ridge National Lab. And if you're not real familiar with Oak Ridge National Lab, there's a visitor center here that tells you about most of it. So that's where we're visiting, and it's mostly about the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was here at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory, and they have a timeline here of the World War II and the Manhattan Project from 39 to 45, and they have the Cold War and civilized nuclear war, nuclear power, and then the cleanup and re-industrialization, 91 to present. And it is just fascinating. This is just a beautiful, most beautiful part of Tennessee. Here's a plaque out in front talking about the K-25 plant where the Manhattan Project developed uranium and enriched it to the point of a bomb, and they made the bombs in Los Alamos, New Mexico, but The uranium came from this Oak Ridge lab. And it's now a extreme research center for civilian research. It's no longer part of the Army or any military type applications, which it was back in the 40s. But they have all this information about it. It's really kind of cool. So if you like, you know, the history and all the stuff that's in this area, it's really, it's a great, the visitor center is kind of hidden. So it's kind of hard to find it. It's right on the main road, but it's got a little tiny driveway and a little tiny sign that says visitor center. We drove by it twice and then decided we'd turn back and check it out. But there's the, you know, there's a public bus tour, there's a commemorative walk, there's all sorts of things that you can do here. And some of these old pictures, look at that, that's not a cell phone right there, buddy. Look at how big the labs are and everything. There's the original little boy bomb. So this was an interesting place. I wish my son would work here. He would fit right in to all this research type stuff, and I don't know why he's not here. Not my lawyer son, my other son. He's getting married. Anyways, let's get back on the road exploring and see what else we can find. So for dinner tonight, we're having a bone-in pork chop, thick cut, a sweet potato that was baked in the microwave, and an applesauce from Walmart that was cheaper than the jar of applesauce. So we bought a whole package of these. We could eat 3 or 4 of them, but portion control. So, and the sweet potato has just a tiny bit of brown sugar on it. Akila prefers his without, but I promise I'll eat all the brown sugar before he gets to it. My son says that the best part of the sweet potato is the skin. So of course I give that to Akila and some of the pork chop mixed in there, and of course the drippings from the pan of the pork chop cooked on the induction cooktop. Alright, so off to Akila. The wild wolf in his natural habitat. A mowed lawn on top of a hill by a dam. He's chasing females of something. He's got to sniff it, scratch it, then pee on it. And then check it again. Well, folks, this has been kind of a mixed bag. We aren't really impressed with the campground. In fact, if we hadn't picked the perfect site, we might have really been in deep trouble. But we really have gotten almost the best site in the whole place. But it's a good area. There's a lot of good stuff, and if you're a fisherman boater, the lake and the river are pretty neat. Akila has been having a good time. There's a lot of mowed areas, a lot of grassy places along the river. I mean, there's a 1.5 miles from the campground down to the entrance into the dam complex in the campground. And then on the other side of the river, there's another 1.5 miles. So there's a lot of area to play and run and walk and do things, which is pretty neat. And there's the Oak Ridge Lab, which we're here on a weekend and they're kind of closed and it's off season. So it would be a lot neater if we were here on a weekday and we could really spend time. They have a brand new building, which is a huge heritage center which does a much better job of explaining what goes on there and all the research that goes on. But we did have a good time, and we're on our way home from here, so this is the end of the trip series. We'll probably do some kind of a wrap up once we get home to see what it cost, how many days it was, how many miles, whether we had any troubles and things like that. So I hope you like this. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up for the whole series. Check out my webpage. I'll have a whole bunch of stats and costs and things like that on the webpage by the time this thing comes up. And I hope we'll see you on the road. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. You a good boy? Can I touch your ball? Can I touch the ball?